back, and we are now going to look at the effects section of our mixer. It's a wonderful mixer. I'm going to do a wide screen shot here. Let's go over our setup here. We have a microphone, an SM58, and it is set in on channel 24. So as I look at my mixer, again, I have the channels. I'm going to select channel 24. I'm going to keep it muted. I'm going to set my gain. My gain is good. It's around here. I'm going to hit my PAFL. Checking 1, 2, hitting at negative 12 dB. I'm pretty good. So let's engage the mute, and I'm going to turn off my lav mic, and I'm going to go directly now to the SM58. So what you're hearing now is directly from this microphone going into the recording. Checking. Check 1, 2, 2, 2. All right. So let's go over some wonderful stuff. I'm going to engage some EQ. Let me quickly show you what this mixer does. If I go over here, you notice I have channel 24 selected. If I hit the function button, I'm sorry, let's go over here to the EQ. If I hit my function button, it has some EQ settings that are already pre-set up. So I'm going to hit the one that says SM58, and if I move it around, SM58 Vox or Vocal, I'm going to hit recall. I now have a set of EQ that Alan Heath has determined is typically pretty good for an SM58 mic. You'll notice the low cut is at 101 hertz. We have nothing at the low mid. We have a little cut at the high mid. I'm sorry. Our low is fine. Our low mid is a little cut negative 2 dB cut at 287. We have a boost at about 3 dB boost at 2.66 and nothing at the top end. So this is what the EQ sounds like engaged and the EQ sounding off. Engaged, off, and again you'll notice that our buttons have been highlighted. So hopefully you can hear what I'm saying. I'm just going to crank up the volume just a little bit more. There you go. So again, let's look at the EQ setting. We have an EQ. So now we have the SM58 connected here. And let me show you a couple of wonderful things. Going back to our touch screen, I'm going to set my EQ setting. I'm going to hit function. And over here I have a library of presets that we can use. If I click it here and I can use this button, you'll see some really famous microphones being in here. Most of them are Shure microphones. The Beta 52 Kick, a Beta 58A. We're going to go to the one that says the SM58 Vox, and we hit recall. And now we have this EQ setting right there. I'm going to turn the EQ setting off, EQ off. This is the way it sounds, EQ on. You can make a determination if you like the way that sounds. EQ on, EQ off. Let's throw a little compression on there. This is the compression that's already set for the settings there. And I'm going to begin to crank it down a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And you can see the compressor working by showing us the red meter. Also showing us this little light right here. Checking 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Again, you can hear that compressor working. Love it. It's great. Let's now go on to discussing how we can add some effects to our thing. And the effects got me confused for a while. And so let me show you how we can kind of correct that. And we'll have some fun here in a minute. Let's go ahead and make sure, again, 24 is selected. When I press this button once here, you'll notice that it's lit up and my left-right mix has been turned off. And I want you to look at our mixer here. I'm going to select the button here, and let's go to our routing. I'm going to hit FX sends. Okay, so again, I've hit routing. I'm in our FX sends. I have FX1 here. If I want this channel to send an effects, I have to boost it up here, and you'll notice it's being changed. I'm going to set it to 0 dB, and I'm going to press FX1 off. Okay, we're back into left-right mix. And again, you hear no effect. You should be hearing a wonderful effect. Well, I have to do a couple things. I'm going to go to my layer button over here, and I'm going to make sure that my effects returns, which are 1, 2, 3, and 4, and my sends are taken off mute. Here we go. We're gonna here we go. Check 1, 2. There you go. So that's very important, and you'll notice that if I turn this is our master FX send. If I turn it off, it turns off the effects to that everything in there. If I turn it back on, you can hear that. I'm going to hit my channel button over here, hit the effects button. I can now control that. Okay, going back to our layers, I've set already that I want my effects channels to be, set at 0 dB. A little under 0 dB. I'm just going to leave those there for now. And I hit my channel button, hit my select button, hit my FX button. I can to make the effect in and out, in and out. Going back to my mix, I'm going to add my vocal there. Hit the FX, cut it out. See how that works? Back to the channel mixer, hit the effects, and now I get an effects send. I can cut it off. Let's hit the effects 2. This is a different reverb that we have set up there. We have 2 reverbs. The first one is effects 2, off. It's now FX1. FX1 is now on. Let's go to FX3, which is our delay. This is our delay. It's a nice stereo delay. And we can actually engage all 3 at the same time if we just begin to add them in a wonderful section. I'm going to turn off our X. It goes back to master. I'm going to hit our layers button. And then we can begin to, you'll notice these 3 are set up here. Effects 1, 1, 1, 1. This is our master effects. Effects 2, master effects 3. And all 3 are engaged. Go back to effects 1. And we'll go to select our channel 24. And then we cut it out. We go to FX2, cut it out. FX3, cut it out. And we're back to just our simple, wonderful channel. So that is a quick view on how to use effects. And it took me a while to figure out how to do that. But once you get it going, it becomes a lot of fun. So really quickly, let me review on how to do this. Let's start again really quickly. Okay, so I have channel 24 unselected. I can hear it. I sound great. I'm coming out the main master. I'm going to go to our routing and right there, effects send, just to show us that we have 4 effects. They are set on pre-fader, and they are set to on. And I'm going to go ahead and bump out of there. If I want to do an effects, I want to make sure that I hit my layers and make sure that my 4 effects return are up and my 4 effects send are up. Again, I like to leave them a little between 0 and 5 dB. Go back to my channel, hit effects 1. When that button's selected, I can now send a level to that. So this is basically like an effects send for each channel. Hit effects 2. There it goes. If I hit effects 1, you can see how the channels are moving, showing you what this level is there. Let's cut off 1. Let's cut off 2. Effects 3 is our delay. It's our delay. Effects 1, bust it up a little bit. You have a wonderful thing. And again, if I set up all my vocalists individually, again, if I had another channel here, I can give these channels all their effects 2, and I say, hey, I want a little delay on everybody. Again, it's going to show you right there. And again, if I'm running a live show and I just want to, all the effects are during the music, let's go back to left, right. I'm in my layers. I can simply, as a master effect, mute all of these by hitting the button right there. I've muted all of them. I can unmute them, or I can fade them in and out very slowly, very fast, slow, over-processed. Okay? So those, again, act as an effects master. Let's go back. Let's mute these. There we go. So that's a quick look at how to use the effects channels.